guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
Around, don't get caught in the mosh pit. Fuel to the fire, ain't nobody can stop it. Trouble in my city, but you know I'm across it. Got a 40 on my hip and I'm liable to spark it. Throw down these hits, my click is indivisible. I aim, you duck, I squeeze, now you invisible. I'm not afraid of getting physical. All these different chemicals are fogging up my visuals. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Yo, we notorious, we ain't no runners. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Yo, we some warriors, they ain't called gunners. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Put on my strap, put on the beat, put on the map, put on my team. Take out every motherfucker in between, know what I mean? Better myself, better my aim, better my rep, better my name. Killing rappers on my hang, I'm by their chains for the fame. Never thought I would, now I'm running. You don't wanna follow me, I'm up in front.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode. Well, let me say a special episode of Steve the Kidney Nurse. I am your host, Steve Belcher. Man, let me tell you, first of all, I want to thank you for joining me tonight for this special episode. Please share this broadcast. Share this broadcast because it's going to be some important information that's going to come out of here. Also want to give prayers to the kidney warriors and the people that was affected and impacted by the tornado in Kentucky. 6 states, all right? 6 states were affected. Arkansas, Illinois, Kentucky, Missouri, Mississippi, and Tennessee. Now, look, kidney disease is a lot of people dealing with kidney disease and chronic illness in the United States. Now, we don't know if any kidney warriors were impacted by this devastation. I'm sure you've seen it. Let me show you the pictures. I mean, it's crazy. Wait a minute, let me bring it up. I got some of the pictures. I'm going to take myself off and show you some of the. Now, you saw the devastation. Now imagine if you dealing with kidney disease, going to dialysis, and you live there and you were impacted. How would you deal with that? How would you? That is reality for a lot of kidney warriors. Let's look at some stats. 80 people or more perished. Kentucky was ground zero for this tornado. It came during the night like a thief in the night. Multiple tornadoes. They say at least about 50 or more tornadoes in the surrounding areas. Multiple power outages. Between 50,000 to 145,000 people affected by the power outage. What if you were one of them home dialysis? Do you have a generator if something like that happens so you can continue with your treatment? Are you familiar with manual exchange? What would you do? No one in this country is immune from natural disasters, from hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, fires. I mean, you name it. Kidney warriors go through that too. And so that's why I felt it was important to talk about emergency preparedness, preparing for, because no one, people celebrating transplants and going to treatment and other things, but no one mentioned to see if the warriors in Kentucky, Arkansas, Illinois, Missouri, Mississippi, and Tennessee were okay. These states that I named fall under the top 10 leading states that are high in kidney disease and kidney failure. So it's a travesty. So let's get right into it. What I'm going to do, not going to be no long, drawn out show, but I'm just going to go over some basic points that you should point out and be aware of, and look at your own situation to see if it can help you if you're dealing with kidney disease, kidney dialysis, and you may be in a high risk area for tornadoes or natural disasters. Okay? So, give me a second. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, or if something happens, like for instance, this tornado came at night like a thief in the night. I don't know if there was any warnings before it or anything like that, but if that were to happen to you and it came while you were asleep and you woke up with no roof, with nothing, no walls, no nothing. The first thing say, stay at home unless you are hurt. Okay? As long as it is safe to do so. Instruction for dialysis patients may be available on TV, radio, or by phone or messenger. Also, depending on the nature of the emergency, you might want to call a dialysis center. But look, if you were at a place where you had a tornado like in Kentucky, and let's say it wiped out the dialysis facility, who are you going to call? You're not going to call Ghostbusters. I mean, who are you going to call if the local dialysis clinic is wiped out by a tornado? Do you have the number to call for a backup unit? That's the first number you should have in place. Find out from your unit if something were to happen to this facility, is there a backup unit for me to get my treatment? Because the thing is, you're not the only one that needs dialysis. And you don't want to get caught out there and not have any treatment, right? Especially if you don't have any sorbitol, any of that KX-late they give you to take to bind that potassium so you can eliminate it out the stools in case you were to miss treatment. You may not have that. So what if you don't have that and you didn't get your treatment for about a week? And you've been eating food, trying to survive. Next thing you know, your potassium level is up. You may end up in the hospital or have a cardiac arrest because of the stress of the tornado. That's a lot to deal with. You wake up in the morning, your whole house is gone. So, first thing you want to do, make sure if you're a kidney warrior and you live in a high-risk area for natural disaster, make sure you got a backup. First, make sure you got the clinic number because, you know, if the clinic doesn't get blown away or tore up, they're going to be open. But let me tell you something. Staff and everybody works there, so the clinic could be open, but nobody's there to work because staff, they was impacted. So how are you going to get your treatment? Again, have a backup number, have your number in place, have a backup number to a unit that you can go to, even if it's out of state. You got to have these things in place. Also, if you got a fanny pack or a backpack, make sure you stock it now. Okay? Don't wait till the last minute. Make sure you get yourself a fanny pack or a backpack and stock with emergency supplies, food, and medication that you may need to take with you if you need to leave away from home when that weather comes to hit you. Also, make sure the dialysis clinic know where to find you, okay? Make sure you maybe had a number to the administrator, charge nurse, nurse manager, just in your wallet, all right? You may never have to use it, but you want to be shit out of luck. You don't want to be that person. And that's why I'm doing this. Because, look, we all have our lives. People watching right now, we all got things going on. No one is probably, I'm just saying, the majority of people probably don't care what's happening in Kentucky and these other 5 states because it didn't happen to them. That's the same with kidney disease. When you see somebody going to dialysis, you have a loved one or a family member, a friend, they go to dialysis, you may not care because it's not happening to you. But what do you do when it does happen to you? You don't want to be that person. So, so I said, make sure the dialysis facility know where you're at. You got their number. Start with the emergency dial. If you find yourself in a natural disaster, tornado, hurricane, earthquake, you know, everything is shot to shit, make sure you have this pack with you that has supplies, your food for emergency diet, so you can just have something to survive for a while. Okay? Because you don't know when you're going to get your next dialysis if you fall in that situation. Now, if you have to go to a shelter, make sure you let the person in charge of the shelter know you on dialysis. Don't be embarrassed or afraid to let them know that you take dialysis, your life is what matters. Nothing else. Your family, your life, your treatment. Now, if you need medical treatment, make sure your dialysis access is not used for anything other than your dialysis treatment. So look, if you're a dialysis patient, you got a shunt in your arm, and you don't go to your regular dialysis, and you got to go somewhere else, emergency room, a damn field hospital, or wherever, and they say, oh, we got to draw blood, but they can't get none out of your veins anywhere else. Have you ever had that happen? You know, your veins are so small because people of color, our veins are naturally small, but they don't really tell you that. So they're trying to get blood everywhere and everywhere. Then the next thing you know, they say, we got to go use your access because the vein is so big, I can draw blood out of there. No, don't let them use it. Even if they got to go and find a vein in your foot or somewhere else in your body, don't let them use that access in your arm, because what if they F it up? What if they mess it up? Now you got to go find a surgeon with all the other shit that you're dealing with. So, no blood pressure, no blood work should be used or taken on the arm where you have your access. Okay? So, as I said, emergencies, whether it's tornado caused by severe weather or disasters, can happen with or without a warning. That's what happened in Kentucky. And the literature says it. Emergencies caused by severe weather or disasters can happen with or without warning. So you don't want to be that person. If you need dialysis, having power and water, transportation, or supplies may be very important, especially to dialysis patients. And some emergency situations may make it impossible for someone to get to your dialysis facility or give yourself dialysis. So it's important to be prepared so you can feel better, stay alive, and stay healthy. Listen, just remember this. Hospitals may not be able to give you regular maintenance hemodialysis, meaning you got other people that need treatment too, so they're going to ration it out. You remember COVID? And a lot of people had kidney failure and they didn't have enough dialysis machines or ventilators. You don't want to find yourself in that position. You don't want to be that one that didn't get that respirator or that dialysis machine. So let's talk about some travel tips. If you find yourself about to be in this situation or you want to prepare, let me give you some tips that you can walk away with that maybe can make your life a little better if something should happen. Again, number one, make arrangements for dialysis at your destination. So if you're going to another state, try to make some pre-planned arrangements. Have the necessary equipment or supplies delivered ahead. If you're on home dialysis, even if you're on regular dialysis. All right. 2, carry an extra 2 to 3 days supply of all your medicines. So what I would do, I would ask my physician, if you can, some people may not be able to do this because of insurance may only pay for it as you run out. So if there's some way, if you fall in that situation, maybe some way you can try. I'm not encouraging. I am not. This is a disclaimer right now. I am not encouraging what I meant to say, anyone to do this. But I've seen people ration their medicine, especially when it was a spike in insulin. So that may have to happen with medication. If you can't afford to get a lot of medication at one time and put some away, then you may have to take some out, put it away, take some out, put it away, so you can build up like you do a nest egg, a financial nest egg. Okay? Make sure you have that fanny pack or that luggage that you can put your supplies in and have access to at all times. You know, the fanny pack may be more better, or backpack, instead of having a large luggage, because you're going to carry that with you. But you also got to be mindful of that fanny pack, as you may sit it down and forget where you leave it at. Also, guys, right now, I encourage you right now to get a medical history form like this one. Okay? I'm looking at my TikTok people over here. I want to thank these guys. They pushed me up to almost 20,000 followers. God bless you guys. But get yourself a medical history form and fill it out, update it with your information so you can have it with you to take. Get yourself a binder and put this information in a binder. You can get this off the internet, or you can make your own in Word document. Okay, so what's on here is date updated. And you can have multiple of these, so when your medical situation change, you can update it yourself. Your name, address, city, home, emergency contact, relation to you, their address. And then on the other form, you got the insurance information, your Medicare number, other insurance, your medical information, the primary diagnosis, your other medical conditions, your allergies or complications. Somebody could be allergic to heparin, Benadryl, a dialyzer, or some medicine, the iron medicine. If you go to another place, you want these people to know this. And what's your usual mode of treatment? Are you doing in-center? You doing home? You doing peritoneal? You doing intimate peritoneal? Then the other form is information about your dialysis center, their address, city, the doctor's name, other emergency phone number, the local utility number. And then it gets to a medication list. This is very important, guys, of having a current medication list updated and in your possession at home, in your files or records, because if you go somewhere, you want to make sure that you know what you're taking. Because if you had to go to a hospital, they're going to say, a list of your medicines. And if you don't have that, then they're going to start it all over, put you on this, put you on that. And it's like a freaking nightmare. So make sure you update a medication list. If you're a dialysis patient, if you don't have one, write it down, man, or gals, please. This is very important that you know this information. It's the name of the medicine, the dosage, how much you take. Like if you take metoprolol, 25 milligrams, twice a day. I take clonidine, 0.1 milligrams, 3 times a day. So you want to know that. I don't take that personally, but that's just giving you an example of what you would put on that form. And if you don't have a medical emblem, maybe you can get a swag medical emblem that kind of say, you know, you deal with chronic kidney disease. You may have diabetes or hypertension. Especially if you got diabetes, you don't want anyone to give you anything that can throw your blood sugar off, anything like that. So, guys, make sure if you're at home dialysis that you contact the power and water company ahead of time. And if they got any type of list or form that you can register on, so if the power goes out or the water shuts down, that you're on home dialysis and you need your shit up quick, fast, in a hurry. Also, if you're at home dialysis, I encourage you to get a flashlight and batteries and have it near your machine. So if you're on the machine and the power goes off, you got your flashlight right there. You know what I'm saying? You're not in the dark trying to return your blood and end up messing something up, cause something to happen by mistake because you couldn't see in the dark because of the power shut off. So definitely, if you don't have a flashlight, if you're at home dialysis and you don't have a flashlight near your machine, I encourage you to get one. And just have it there. You may not never have to use it, but at least if it does happen, you know, you ain't caught with your pants down. Also, if you go to in-center dialysis, make sure your dialysis center has your current street address, your information and all that, your phone number, so they can contact you if something happens and they're not going to open the unit up. Also, like I said before, make arrangement for backup transportation to your dialysis facility, especially for warriors that live in states that are hit by a snowstorm, that you still got to get your dialysis if it snows. The weather doesn't care if you go to dialysis or not. It doesn't care if it snows 2 inches or 2 feet. You still got to go to dialysis or get that treatment. So you want to just make sure you have things. It's just be mindful to have a plan in place. So if it does happen, you can implement that plan, right? If say for instance, if your regular ride, one of your family members take you to dialysis and, you know, something happened when they got to work or they can't take you, who's going to take you? That's where that backup comes in. Either you get on a bus or you take Uber or Lyft, you call a friend, something, but you got to have something in place so you don't work off of the moment, as I may say. You know, when it happens, then you're calling the unit, you're scrambling around, trying to find transportation, calling the unit saying you're going to be late, you don't know when you're going to get there, this and that, and you know, it's just a mess. So that's why I'm saying if you have a plan in place, so when this happens, if it happens, then you can implement that plan and then have a backup plan for that plan. Also, find out about other dialysis facilities in your area. That's not hard to do. It's so many dialysis clinics popping up. If your clinic closes down, I'm sure there's one within a mile or two near there that you can call up. But you got to think about the other patients in the other units. Okay? Just contact that facility to be sure they can treat you if an emergency occurs and you cannot use your regular facility. So, you know, I'm about to wrap it up, but let me just give you a 3-day plan right quick. But you just want to make sure you have these things in place so you don't fall short. You can take your medical records with you. Make a copy of your medical records. Get yourself a blank medication form, blank history and physical. You can write that stuff in yourself or have your doctor send you one. And just compile a file like this. Get yourself a notebook. Get yourself a hole puncher. Right. Get yourself a hole puncher. Punch it in. Get yourself a binder. Put it in the binder. Hey, hello. Put it in a binder, and you got your records. And if you got to go on the move, right, you take that binder with you, and you got your medical records. And they they ask you a question you don't know. Here you go. Take a look at my binder. All right. So let's go over. Like again, it's not going to be much, but I'm just going to give you. And this information is evidence-based. It comes from CMS. They put out a book for kidney patients called Preparing for Emergencies, a guide for people on dialysis. So information is coming straight out of CMS. There's no riffraff or misinformation coming your way. Okay? Now, and look, dialysis facilities supposed to have that. They're supposed to give you that. The social worker, they're supposed to give each dialysis patient one of these so you can prepare, or you can request it from Medicare. So prepare an emergency stock of supplies if you're even if you're not a dialysis patient. Thank you for the roles. I don't know what they mean. I'm so new to TikTok. My granddaughter, a 12-year-old, had to show me 4 months ago how to open up an account. So I'm not sure what the roses mean, but whatever they mean, God bless you. Thank you. So prepare an emergency stock of supplies, medicine, medical supplies, and food. All right. Like I said, even at the dialysis unit that you may go to, they got emergency supplies in like a suitcase, a small travel bag. They got saline in there, clamps, needles, syringes, fistula needles, and everything else that they may use if they have to stop your treatment in an emergency and get you out of the building. That's called an emergency takeoff. Now, we don't even want to get into that because emergency takeoff, we ask patients to clamp and take themselves off. But what about the older population that can't do that? So, here's the emergency supply list. Now they say keep your emergency supply list together. Supplies together. You may want to designate a box or some shelves for your emergency supply. Check and restock every 6 months. That's what we do with the emergency supplies at dialysis. If the saline is expired, they change the saline bag. If any of the medicines expired, they change it and throw the others away. So here's the emergency supply list. All right. Measuring cups, teaspoons and tablespoons and droppers. You want to measure because if you on a strict diet, having a measuring cup, some people say, why you want to have a measuring cup? So you can measure how much fluid you intake. You got to be mindful of how much you ingest because if you don't get dialysis, you don't want to be sipping 3 or 4 bottles of water. Then you become fluid overload. You can't breathe. You're going to be uncomfortable. So now you can measure it. This is the time to really do what you got to do if you want to live through some type of catastrophe. Then you want to have plastic knives, spoons, forks. You want to have a pack of napkins and paper plates. You want to have a pack of plastic or styrofoam bowls, paper towels, pack of plastic cups. You want to have candles, matches, a can opener, manual. You want to have baby wipes, a sharp knife, flashlight and batteries, scissors, garbage bags, plastic jug for storing water, a small bottle of household chlorine bleach. Again, a small bottle of household chlorine bleach. A piece of cloth, cheesecloth at that, or handkerchief. A strainer. An extra pair of eyeglasses in case the first pair breaks. Radio and batteries. Let's talk about emergency medication medical supply list. You want to have a first aid kit. Go out and get you one if you don't have one. You can order from Amazon if you don't want to go outside. You want to have 5 to 7 day supply of all your medicine. You want to have 5-day supply of antibiotics. That's if you use peritoneal dialysis and recommended by your physician. You want to have diuretic, which are fluid pills. You want to have sorbitol and K-Xlate for potassium control. If that's recommended by your doctor, they normally give that out to patients. Because if you miss a treatment due to a snowstorm or some type of emergency, you could take the K-Xlate or the sorbitol, and what it does, it binds the potassium. It binds it and it eliminates it through the stool. Also, Also, if you were diabetic, if you have diabetes, keep this in mind. 5 to 7 day supply of syringes. 5 to 7 day supply of insulin. Keep it cool, but do not freeze. Best kept refrigerated, but will keep at room temperature for up to 1 month. Wait a minute, but will keep at room temperature up to 1 month. You want a 5 to 7 day supply of glucose monitoring supplies like the lancets and the alcohol wipes. You also, if you use a glucometer meter, do you got spare batteries? Do you got spare test strips? See, a lot of people don't think about that because they got other things going on. But if somebody reminds you, then you can say, oh, yeah, let me get that. I didn't think about that. That's why I do what I do. You would think like these big organizations like NKF and AKF or somebody would do an emergency preparedness show in lieu or in wake of the tornadoes in Kentucky. Why does it take a dialysis nurse to do this type of show? That's why I ask you to share, because the more people who deal with dialysis that can't see this broadcast, they need to know. We don't want people to perish for a lack of knowledge. The knowledge is here. This even and to my TikTok, who's watching on TikTok. What's up, Jonathan? You're not going to see me come on here and do any type of foolishness, or everybody got their own platform, and I'm not disrespecting or anybody's content, but your life is at stake here if you're on dialysis. Your life is at stake. And if you're on dialysis or deal with any type of kidney disease, I understand that entertainment is good to kind of distract you and take your mind away from it. But on the flip side of that, you got to hear the truth so you can make a conscious decision of how to proceed with your treatment if you fall in these circumstances. You don't want to be a victim of circumstances. I'm sorry, guys. I just get so riled up about this because I care so much about kidney warriors. It could be my family. It could be me. And I know so many people that deal with this. And I just want to make sure that they know the information. They're prepared. And when they have the information, they're armed with it, they can make better choices or better decisions because they know what their options are. Now, if you have heart disease and you find yourself in this position, make sure you have a 5 to 7 day supply of all blood pressure medicine, heart and anti-clotting medicine. Okay? Now, I know maybe some people who may be watching this and say, why you say blood pressure medicine and, you heal blood pressure natural way? I am for natural healing, okay? I am. But I don't make the rules, and, somebody gets heart disease or have some type of medical condition where they need a pill to correct it. It's not in my place to tell them to stop taking that and find some alternative method. I'm just showing a bottle of the common medicine that they use in dialysis in case someone is hypertensive. That's all I'm doing. And I'm just showing it to you. I'm telling you what it does. That's it. All right, I got a fly here. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, this is live. And, I don't claim to be on ABC or nothing like that. But yeah. So now, if you use a mail service pharmacy, okay, meaning if you order your meds by mail, have them send your medicines a week before you run out, so you can allow extra time for processing and mailing them back to you. Also, keep a supply of medicine at your workplace, all right, at your workplace or any place you spend a great deal of time, like a family member's home. All right, so got about 15 minutes. So let me just go over the emergency food list, okay, right quick with you guys. Now, this list provides a 6-day supply of canned food. All right, this is not fresh fruits and vegetables, and I preach about that, but this is not that type of life. This is type to survive when you can't get that. Okay, so again, this list provides a 6-day supply of canned food and water. However, use fresh foods whenever you can. Okay, I'm on TikTok on my phone. Thank you guys for watching. Much love. So use fresh fruits as long as they are available. So here we go. 3 packages of dry milk. I know that sounds horrible, but 3 packages of dry milk or 4 to 8 ounces of canned evaporated milk. And before I go on, it's a guy on here, buddy of mine, Hope with Jonathan. Guys, if you're on TikTok, please go and follow Hope with Jonathan. Amazing kidney warrior. He hosts a show called Host with Jonathan, and he spotlights kidney warriors and shares their story. So if you on dialysis or you want to get your story told or you need a transplant, check out Hope with Jonathan on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And also check out the Warriors Quest show on those platforms as well. Okay, here we go. 3 packages of dry milk, 4 to 8 ounces, cans evaporated milk, 1 or 2 gallons of distilled or bottled water, 2 packages powdered fruit flavored drink mix or 1 container of fruit flavored drink pre-mix, 1 to 2 cans or bottles of soft drink, 6 pack of 4-ounce cans or boxes of fruit juice, cranberry, apple, or grape, 6 boxes of single serving cereal, no Raisin Bran. I repeat, no Raisin Bran. Small box white sugar or box of sugar packets, 12 4-ounce cans or fruit bowls of fruit, pears, peaches, oranges, mixed fruit, applesauce, or pineapple. Again, no raisins. 6 8-ounce cans of low sodium vegetables, carrots, green beans, peas, corn, or wax beans. 6 3-ounce or 4-ounce cans of low sodium meat, tuna, crab, chicken, salmon, or turkey. 1 jar of peanut butter, 1 small jar jelly or honey, 3 small jars of mayonnaise or 8-12 single serve foil wrap packs, 1 loaf of regular bread. Bread can be frozen for 3 months. Not salt-free with no preservatives. 1 box of vanilla wafers or graham crackers. 5 packages of candy, sour balls, hard candy, jelly beans, or mints. 1 package of marshmallows, and 1 jumbo pack of chewing gum. That chewing gum kind of quenches the thirst. Ray, how to detox the kidneys, drink water, stay away from high saturated foods, fats, reduce your carbs, and make sure you don't take any ibuprofen like Advil, medication like that. Make sure you drink a lot of water though. So take a break. What I'm talking about is emergency preparedness in wake of the Kentucky tornado. And many kidney warriors probably were impacted by that, but we don't know about it. And so what I decided to do is do a broadcast on emergency preparedness, how to be prepared if you're a kidney warrior in case this happens to you. So just know what emergency diet to follow if your dialysis delayed. There's a 3-day policy in place, and there's a 3-day menu plan and a 3-day. And so the 3-day plan, which was developed, so this is what it says. It starts off, it says dialysis takes the waste from your blood. Waste and fluid buildup between dialysis treatments. Normally, this buildup is small and does not cause a problem, between regular dialysis treatment. If your dialysis must be delayed in case of emergency or something like that, these waste and fluids can build up and cause big problems. Okay, and to keep the buildup of protein, waste, potassium, and fluid as small as possible, you need to follow a special diet, and that's where this comes in at. Oh, okay. I used to travel too with Foundation Medical Staffing. So here's the 3-day plan, and stay safe. Okay, stay safe, sister. Um, please. The 3-day emergency diet, which was developed by the Northern California Council on Renal Nutrition, limits your protein, meaning meat, fish, poultry, and eggs, your potassium, your fruits and your vegetables, your salt and fluid intake more strictly than your regular renal diet. I mean, you got to really be tight on this. And my sister here, Merlin, can tell you that. So 1,500 milligrams of sodium and 1,500 milligrams of potassium per day is recommended. But you may want to go a little lower than that if you know your body. If you can't get to dialysis, your life can depend on limiting the amount of waste that builds up in your blood by changing your diet. And then they give you a diet plan. This can give you a chance to ask questions before an emergency. And this is what I'm doing, because if this hasn't happened to you, you still have time to prepare. Okay, you still have time. I share a story. I was in Texas on a travel assignment in Houston back in 2008 when Hurricane Ike came through that joint. And our power was off for about 5 days. And we had to cook, or I had to cook what I had in the freezer and get a grill. And thankful, the dialysis clinic I worked at, the company provided a lot of supplies for the staff, water, stuff like that, and I was able to benefit from that. But look, try to make every attempt to get to dialysis. I'm going to give you, because we're going down in time, but I'm going to do a 3-day. I want to do a 3-day plan example, and then I want to call it a night. All right, and then I may do a show coming up on how to disinfect your water. Okay, that's powerful. How to disinfect your water. Patient Mr. Dawes. Wow. Stay on. I want to talk to you. So here's the 3-day emergency diet plan. Day 1, add 4 ounces of water to take medicine. But in this diet plan, this emergency diet plan is if you fall victim of circumstances in case of emergency, you can't make dialysis, let's say for a week or something like that. So day 1, example of emergency diet plan for breakfast, cereal and fruit, a half a cup of milk, or mix 1/4 cup evaporated milk with 1/4 cup of distilled water from sealed containers or distilled water, 1 box of cereal, single serving, again, no Raisin Bran, and then 1 tablespoon of sugar and a half can, 2-ounce canned peaches drained. And then for your snack, for the morning snack, wafers, vanilla wafers, 5, or graham crackers, 1.5 squares, or 10 sour balls. And then for lunch, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, 2 slices of bread, 2 tablespoons of teaspoons, 2 teaspoons of jelly, a half a cup of canned pears drained, 4-ounce half cup pre-made powdered fruit drink, and then for an afternoon snack, 10 marshmallows and a half a cup of canned applesauce. And then for dinner, chicken sandwich, 2 slices of bread, a half a can, 2-ounce can, low sodium chicken. Now, this is perishable items, so throw away any unused food in open containers if not refrigerated or used within 4 hours. So you're going to have 2 slices of bread, a half can, 2-ounce can, low sodium chicken, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, a half a cup of canned low sodium carrots drained, a half a cup of cranberry juice, and then that's for dinner. And then for the evening snack before you go to bed, 10 jelly beans or vanilla wafers, 5 or graham crackers, 1.5 squares. If you are diabetic, avoid the sweets in this diet plan if you're diabetic. However, have some high sugar content food like hard candy in case you go low. In case your blood sugar go low, have something on standby, okay, with too little sugar in your body. Day 2 of this 3-day meal plan. Again, add 4 ounces of water for your medication. For breakfast, you're going to do cereal and fruit. A half a cup milk or mix half a cup evaporated milk with 1/4 cup of distilled water from sealed container or disinfected water. A box of cereal, single serving, no Raisin Bran. A teaspoon or tablespoon of sugar, and half a can, 2-ounce canned pear drained. And then for that morning snack, a half a cup of canned applesauce. Yeah, but I would hold it. You know what I'm saying? Just in case they get hypoglycemic. And then for your morning snack, a half cup canned applesauce and jelly beans. Then for lunch, chicken sandwich, 2 slices of bread, a 1/4 cup 1-ounce can low sodium chicken, 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise, a half a cup of pineapple drained, and then 4-ounce half cup pre-made powdered fruit drink. Afternoon snack, 10 mints, and a half a cup of canned applesauce. For dinner, tuna sandwich, 2 slices of bread, a half can, 2-ounce can low sodium tuna, 1 to 2 teaspoons of mayonnaise, a half a cup of canned low sodium peas drained, and a half a cup of cranberry juice. And then for the evening snack, vanilla wafers, 5 or graham crackers, 1 1/2 squares, and 10 sour balls. Can you see the consistency of that diet plan? And with that consistency, you know that your numbers are not going to be high, like your potassium and your phosphorus. And if you're diabetic, if you go by that and don't eat hard candy, you're not going to get, hopefully you don't get any spikes of blood sugar spikes. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. In day 3, again, add 4 ounces of water to take medication. Okay. For breakfast, cereal and fruit. I want to talk to y'all once I finish this. A half a cup milk or mix 1/4 cup evaporated milk with 1/4 cup of distilled water from sealed containers or disinfected water. 1 box of cereal, single servings. Again, no Raisin Bran. 1 tablespoon sugar, a half a cup of cherries now, drained. Your morning snack is going to be vanilla wafers, again 5, graham crackers, 1.5 squares, 10 hard candies. For lunch, peanut butter and jelly, honey sandwich, 2 slices of bread. That's either peanut butter or jelly or honey, not the honey and peanut butter combined. 2 slices of bread, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, and 2 teaspoons peanut butter, 2 teaspoons jelly or honey, whichever you want to have. Half a cup of canned peaches drained, and 4 ounce, a half cup cranberry juice. Afternoon snack, a half a cup of canned applesauce, and then 10 jelly beans. And for dinner, salmon sandwich, 2 slices of bread, a half can 2 ounce canned low sodium salmon, 1 to 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, half cup of canned low sodium green beans drained, half cup soft drink. And for your evening snack, vanilla wafers, 5 graham crackers, 1.5 squares, 10 marshmallows. Again, perishable items, throw away. Unused food in open containers, not refrigerator, used within 4 hours. So, guys, I'm about to get off the broadcast. Catch me on TikTok. I'm on TikTok Live. I want to talk to some of the followers on here and go from there. But, guys, thank you for watching this episode of Steve the Kidney Nurse, this special broadcast. Trouble in Kentucky. Please say a prayer for all the warriors and families and everyone that has been impacted by this unfortunate incident. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. God bless you. We see you on the side. Peace.
Brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. These brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. These brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
Warriors around, don't get caught in the mosh pit. Fuel to the fire, ain't nobody can stop it. Trouble in my city, but you know I'm across it. Got a 40 on my hip and I'm liable to spark it. Throw down these hits, my click is indivisible. I aim, you duck, I squeeze, now you invisible. I'm not afraid of getting physical. All these different chemicals are fogging up my visuals. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Yo, we notorious, we ain't no runners. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Yo, we some warriors, they ain't called gunners. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Put on my strap, put on the beat, put on the map, put on my team. Take out every motherfucker in between, know what I mean? Better myself, better my aim, better my rep, better my name. Killing rappers on my hang on by their chains for the fame. Never thought I would, and now I'm running. You don't wanna follow me, now I'm in front of